The Colts just got fantastic news ahead of a Week 7 matchup, or Week 8 matchup, against the Tennessee Titans, a game of which the Colts should treat just like any other, and we hope to see the same outcome. But in order to get that outcome, we have great news coming out of the Colts camp today. We're going to cover all that and more on this video. What's going on? It's Elijah from Sports Talk Indy, where we cover all things Colts. And the Colts injured report came out today of who was good to go. This is the last practice of the week, so we get our game designations, right? And there's a lot of guys listed on here, but not for the reasons that you think. So we're going to cover all of them, and I specifically want to highlight the guy, the playmaker, who is going to be back this week unexpectedly, and one that we hope to see absolutely make a difference in this game. So we're going to start from the top, and it's going to be DeForest Buckner. Had a rest day today, did not practice, but he is good to go for the game. Ashton Dulin, kind of a surprise. He was a full participant all week. Expect to see him back on Sunday. Samson Ebukam, no shock there. He did not practice any of this week, so he will not be on the field. And honestly, I love Samson Ebukam. I love the story. He's not honestly been what he was pre-injury 2 seasons ago. Zaire Franklin got a rest day. He is good to go for Sunday. Tyler Goodson is a full participant all week. Again, with that groin injury, he's been out for several weeks. Expect to see him quite a bit on Sunday, depending on how this game goes. If this game goes like we hope it will, the Colts will likely use guys like Tyler Goodson and maybe Amir Abdullah and DJ Giddens more and more as they hope to keep Jonathan Taylor as healthy as possible. But if this is a close game, expect to see more Jonathan Taylor and Tyler Goodson be more of that receiving back if need be. Jalen Jones was kind of a surprise addition back off of the 21-day or back off the injury report, injured reserve. So he is going to be back, not this week, but he was limited a participant in all 3 weeks. So the Colts likely nursing him and trying to take care of him before the 3-game stretch against the Falcons, the Steelers, and the Chiefs. Tyquan Lewis is questionable for Sunday with a groin injury. He's honestly been really a fantastic player for the Colts, really a difference maker on this defensive line with consistent pressure. He had a game a few weeks ago with a few sacks, and honestly, he's just been very, very good. Kenny Moore, this is something that we love to see. Kenny Moore did not practice on Wednesday, was a full participant on Thursday, and then limited on Friday, likely with more of a rest than anything to, again, keep him healthy and that Achilles. You want to keep that strong. He is good to go for Sunday. Braden Smith with a rest day, and then Grover Stewart with a rest day. Now, here is the playmaker. Here is the guy that I want to focus all our attention to, and this is one of the most elite wide receivers in the league right now who does not get the recognition he deserves, and that is Josh Downs, who is surprisingly back. Usually this year, we have seen more often than not, for a concussion, guys will miss 2 games instead of the traditional 1. So I think that, like myself, or if you were like myself, you expected Josh Downs to be on that list of missing multiple games. Josh Downs surprisingly has cleared concussion protocol and will play on Sunday. He was a full participant both Thursday and Friday. Now, here's where I want to focus. This is a guy where I really think truly does not get the recognition he deserves. And this is some of the statistics. He's one of the most dynamic slot wide receivers. I would honestly rank him second only to Puka right now. And you can correct me if I'm wrong. You can argue that point. I totally understand. But when healthy, I truly believe Josh Downs has been fantastic. And throughout his career, he's only missed a total of 4 games in 3 seasons. With this one game being the concussion this year, the high ankle sprain last year that kept him out. Honestly, his target share and route participation within his offense was 28%. He led his team in yards per route, run, and target rate. In 2024, he earned a receiving grade of 85.1 and had standout numbers like 2.2 yards per route run, leading his team in that metric. Josh Downs has established himself as almost exclusively the slot wide receiver. And this is where he ranks among wide receivers. Among all wide receivers, he is ranked number 29 amongst all wide receivers, not just slot wide receivers. To go on, this is where I think he stacks up the best. Josh Downs does the best when he is against zone coverage. Now, the good news for that, he's not as good on man, only because I think largely because of his size and the where he plays on the field. So he gets a lot more of the nickel corners. But honestly, this is where the reason I think this is important. Sorry, the reason that this is important. I wanted to get to this is because he's very, very good against the zone. And this is where I think one of the Achilles heels are to the Tennessee Titans. According to the stats, the Tennessee Titans use zone coverage 75.6% of the time, man coverage 17.1%, and the rest of that being more blitz or cover zeros. This is where the Colts are likely going to tear the Tennessee Titans apart. Obviously, this is the 32nd ranked defense in the NFL. Going up against the number 1 ranked offense in the NFL. Stranger things have happened than for a team like the Colts to lose this game. But to get a guy like Josh Downs back is going to be a dynamic addition, and I think one that is going to have a huge impact on this game. Josh Downs, specifically because of his speed, of his agility, of his ability to catch the ball. He does really good in contested catches and catching in traffic. He's one of those guys that you just know as soon as he is on the field, especially now that we have Tyler Warren, those guys occupy the middle of the field, which allow for even more plays on the outside to guys like Alec Pierce and Michael Pittman, who are both having very good seasons. But when you have a guy like Josh Downs in the middle, or a guy like Josh Downs who are doing those short routes, it allows for even more opportunities. And this is perfect. Daniel Jones has been great. Daniel Jones has been one of the top quarterbacks in the league. But one of the things that Daniel Jones statistically in his career has struggled with is against the pressure. Now, I don't expect a lot of pressure from the Tennessee Titans, especially looking over where they rank in zone coverage. I mean, they're only running blitz maybe 8% of the time, according to this. I really think a majority of Daniel Jones's issues have been when under pressure. And when that issue arises, he doesn't have those guys that he can dump it off to. Now he has Tyler Warren, who is one of the best, if not the best tight end this season. Then you have Josh Downs, who is one of the best slot wide receivers. I would argue, again, top 2, maybe top 3 slot wide receivers. You can throw a guy in there besides Puka that you might think is doing better than Josh Downs. But I think it's arguable. I really think that Josh Downs is one of the best slot wide receivers in football. But then you also have Jonathan Taylor, who, as far as routes run, has been absolutely electric. So I think that when you look at what this team is and what they can do, this game could be over before the second quarter. I think this is exactly what the Colts need. This is a game that could, again, be over very, very quickly. And I think that is because of guys like Josh Downs and having him back, as well as so many other Colts players just finally being healthy. I mean, in a total, they have 2 guys out on their team that are not going to be available, and they're guys that we honestly didn't expect to play anyways. They're Jalen Jones, who we've not had since week 1 this season, and Samson Ebukam, who we knew suffered a knee injury last week. All in all, I think this is a great place for the Colts to be, and I do not expect to see much of our starters on Sunday. Let's put it that way. I think that's a pretty safe thing to say, that we hope to see a lot less of our starters than we normally have to see. Expect to see Riley Leonard enter the game at some point. This is a game that I really think could be over before anything else. The Titans made a head coaching change. That might change a little bit, so the outcome of the game might change a little bit, but again, this is not a team that is playing at their ultimate. And you can clip this. You can clip this and send it to me if the Colts end up somehow losing this game and it all falls apart. But again, this is a Colts team that has been all in all dynamic and has been very, very good so far this season. And I expect nothing but the best from them on Sunday.